Let us continue the story of Jerusalem, a city with 3,000 years of triumph and tragedy. After Titus captured and destroyed Jerusalem, he died of illness just 1 year later. In the following decades, the Roman throne changed hands many times until Hadrian, one of Rome's most capable rulers, ascended in 117 CE. Hadrian is remembered as one of the 5 good emperors of Rome. When his name is mentioned, people often think of Hadrian's Wall in northern Britain, the great fortification he ordered built to defend against northern tribes. Yet when he turned his attention to the province of Judea, this wise and accomplished emperor made a series of highly controversial decisions. A devoted polytheist, Hadrian grew impatient with the stubborn faith of the Jews and resolved to fully Romanize this restless land. He planned to rebuild Jerusalem as a Roman city and rename it Aelia Capitolina. In his vision, the city would no longer belong to the Jews, but stand as a monument to Roman glory. He ordered the reconstruction of a temple to Jupiter, the Roman equivalent of Zeus, and issued a decree banning the Jewish practice of circumcision under penalty of death. This decree crossed the ultimate red line. For the Jews, circumcision was not a custom but a sacred covenant with God, the mark of their divine identity and faith. Hadrian's order was seen as an attempt to sever their bond with the Almighty itself. He then rebuilt pagan temples on the ruins of the Second Temple and even erected a statue of Aphrodite, Venus, on the very site where Jesus had been crucified. To make matters worse, Hadrian honored his beloved companion Antinous, a young man who had drowned in the Nile, by erecting statues of him in cities across the empire, including Jerusalem. To the Jewish people, this was an intolerable act of desecration. Despite the horrors of Titus's siege still haunting memory, the Jews once again rose in defiance. Their leader was a warrior named Simon Bar Kokhba, hailed by his followers as the Son of the Star. He secretly gathered forces throughout Judea, stockpiling weapons and preparing for rebellion. When Hadrian departed from Jerusalem, the revolt erupted. Bar Kokhba proved to be a brilliant military commander, at one point destroying 2 entire Roman legions, an astonishing feat that shocked the empire. In fury, Hadrian dispatched 12 legions under the command of his top general, Julius Severus, swearing to wipe the Jewish nation from the face of the earth. The war that followed was devastating. Though the Jewish fighters displayed extraordinary courage, they were hopelessly outnumbered and eventually retreated into mountain caves, refusing to surrender. Archaeologists later discovered a letter believed to be written by Bar Kokhba himself, declaring, "We have no hope, but we shall fight to the very end." In the end, the rebellion was crushed in blood. Historical records tell of over 600,000 troops engaged, with hundreds of thousands killed. Survivors were slaughtered, enslaved, or exiled, and all Jews were banned from entering Jerusalem. Thus began a 1,000-year exile, the long wandering of a nation without a homeland. To erase Judea's identity, Hadrian renamed the province Palestina, a name derived from the ancient Philistines, longtime enemies of Israel. It was a calculated insult, a curse meant to blot out the Jewish name forever. Yet history played a cruel trick. 1,000 years later, the land of Palestine would indeed become one of the most troubled and contested places on earth, a land that never found peace. The surviving Jews scattered across the world. They lost their home, but never their faith. From that moment on, their story entered a new and bitter chapter, the millennium of exile.